It begins with a silence, a specific kind of quiet that's heavier than empty space. It's the sound of a lock clicking shut, not on a door, but on you. You're in the beautiful house you bought, surrounded by the exquisite things you provided, but the air is cold, and she is a porcelain doll on a distant shelf. You remember the beginning, don't you? The hunger in her eyes. Not for your money, you told yourself. For you, for the future you could build together. Every sacrifice you made was a brick in the foundation of that future. Every long night at work, a testament to your devotion. You were the provider, the protector, the king. She praised your strength. She admired your ambition. She made you feel that your wallet was merely an extension of your masculine power, a tool to carve out a world for her. So you poured your resources into her life like water into a cracked vase. You paid off her debts, bought her the car, signed the lease on the kingdom. And then the moment arrived, the moment of security. The day she no longer needed to worry. The day the hunt was officially over. You thought this was the beginning, the start of the happily ever after. You were wrong. This was the end of her desire and the beginning of your devaluation. This is not a tragic, isolated story. This is a psychological pattern, a dark, primal script. This is the provider trap. Here is the truth. For a specific archetype of woman, the attraction was never to you, the man. It was to the security you represented. The chase for that security was the entire romance. You were not a partner to be loved. You were a mountain to be conquered. And once she stood at the summit, the only thing left to do was look for a new mountain. The devaluation begins subtly. It's a slow poison. Her compliments become critiques, veiled as helpful suggestions. That tie doesn't suit you. Are you sure you should be eating that? My friend's husband just got a promotion. Each one, a tiny cut. A small erosion of the king you thought you were. Her affection becomes conditional, a transaction. You receive a flicker of the warmth you crave, but only after you've made another purchase, another grand gesture. It's a performance you're paying for, and the price keeps going up. But you keep paying because the memory of what you thought you had is a powerful drug. Physical intimacy fades. It becomes a chore for her, a reward to be dispensed. Your touch, which she once craved, now seems to be an imposition. She begins to build a separate life. Nights out with friends you never meet. Hushed phone calls. She ends the moment you walk into the room. You are the foundation of the house, but she lives in rooms you're not allowed to enter. This is not an accident. It is psychology. Once the provider role is secured and the thrill of acquiring it is gone, a void appears. That void must be filled by excitement, and you, the reliable, stable provider, are the very opposite of that excitement. You have become predictable. Your value has been fully extracted. Now you are just part of the furniture. The gilded cage is built, the door is locked, and she is bored of the captive. Let me tell you the story of Arthur, a man with a heart like an open book and a bank account to match. He was a creator, a builder. He saw potential in everything. Then he met Lilith, a creature of moonlight and whispers. She had a story of struggle, a damsel in a tower of debt and despair. Arthur saw a beautiful project, a life he could restore. He became her hero. He paid off the loans. He moved her from her cramped grey apartment into his sprawling Gothic home. In reality, he was imprisoning himself. For the first few months, it was a fairy tale. She was adoring, grateful, passionate. The house filled with her laughter. It was everything he'd worked for. Then, the shift. The resource was secured. The castle was won. The hero's purpose was fulfilled. Arthur, the man, was now redundant. Her laughter was replaced by sighs of boredom. Her gratitude by entitlement. She started redecorating, replacing everything that was his with things that were hers, erasing him from his own home. He tried to win her back, the only way he knew how, by providing more. A new car, a lavish vacation. Each gift was a desperate plea. See me, value me. But each gift only reinforced her perception of him. He wasn't a man, he was a machine, a wallet. And his attempts to connect were just the clunky whirring of the gears. The revelation for Arthur came one night. He found her diary. It wasn't filled with love poems. It was a ledger, a cold accounting of his value. He saw himself described not as a lover or a partner, but as the asset. His affection was noted as a useful tool for compliance. The fairy tale shattered into a million pieces of cold, hard glass. This is the moment of transformation, the searing pain that burns away the delusion. You realize you were never loved, you were leveraged. The devaluation wasn't a sign of your failure, it was the entire point of the game. It was a psychological strategy to create distance, to justify her boredom, and to free her conscience to seek new stimulation. By making you seem less than in her own mind, less attractive, less interesting, less worthy, she gives herself permission to detach, to look elsewhere. It's not her fault, she tells herself. You changed, you let yourself go, but you didn't change. You just stopped being a goal and became a utility. The conquest was over, and the conqueror was restless. So what now? Do you become a bitter ghost in the mansion you built? Do you rattle your chains of resentment? No, you tear down the prison. The escape from the provider trap is not about becoming stingy or cruel. It's about a fundamental shift in your understanding of value. Your value. Your resources are an extension of your hard work. They are a tool, not a lure. You share them with someone who is building with you, not someone who is simply moving into the structure you built. A woman of genuine character is attracted to the man, not his lifestyle. The lifestyle is just the backdrop. She is attracted to your ambition, your purpose, your fire, not just the warmth it provides. The provider trap is sprung by your own desire to be a hero, to rescue. But a queen doesn't need rescuing. She needs a king to rule beside. Look back at the silence that started this story. It was the sound of a cage being locked. But you were never the captive. You were the one who handed her the key. Take it back.